Hello and welcome to what will be the final episode of the Road to Karelia series. This is a very important turn for us, and it is really our last chance to get in there. We're going to put every plane we can into ground support. And the main thrust of our entire operation in this campaign has been basically from day one trying to get to Leningrad. But now that we're here, we have to be able to actually kill Leningrad. So we're going to turn all our ground support back on and pray. Finnish Air Command, I don't believe can support Germans, but I'm going to try anyway. So, ground HQ, Army Group. They can. Holy crap. Okay. That means we can literally commit everything. Yeah, that's great. Okay. So we're going to use all the ground support we can get, all the artillery we can get, and just pray that we can break through. We're going to use our recon planes, everything. All right, so with that, we are going to first, let's do our housekeeping operations here. We need to close out these pockets, killing off the last remnants of these units. We didn't expect to be much of a challenge, but you never know. See if there's anywhere we can break through. Doesn't look like it. Let's go. It's over a river, right? Yeah. Held on a 3-1. Gotcha. Whatever. Doesn't matter that much. Wanted to give this guy to that corps. Alright, so now with the 10th Corps units, we're going to rail them all the way up to the front. And then march them off the train. Combine up with all the force we can get. So we're going to get this Panzer Division in there. Guys in there. They're 3 stacked, but we can swap in a full division. Of something, I think. Maybe these guys. Alright. Now is the moment of truth. Can we break down the door? 323 to 1,082. I don't think we can do it. Let's find out. I mean, there's not much else we can do. I should have moved 10th Corps up closer last time. But if I move them, I won't get the artillery. Oh, whoops. Hold on. Here it goes. I think we did it. Oh, it was so close. So close. Oh, it was so close. Oh, I thought we got it. Well, we knocked down their fort level down a level, which is good. But it is hard to get Leningrad without encircling it completely. So I'm not entirely surprised. That's just a shame. I think we were just too slow. That's the reality. Too slow to get to the front. Alright, well now I can move forward. Fortunately, you only get one shot per turn when you do an attack that heavy. Alright. What can we do here? Alright, well, let's try this one then. 1-to-1. At least we reduced the fort level. Well, I think given 2 or 3 more turns, I would easily be able to do it, but I just ran out of time. Such a shame. It was such a good campaign, too. Honestly, we were so careful about clearing out our flanks and everything that probably just wasted a little bit too much time. Should have been a little bit more direct, maybe. But what can you do? Sometimes when you're not careful enough, you just get exploited that way. So I prefer to just play it safe. And yes, I know it's probably stupid to watch, but oh, it was so close. So close. We really wore that badge of careful progress, but that's too bad. Alright, well, I guess let's end the game. So I think it ends this turn. If I get another turn, I might be able to do it. I don't think I can, though. Well, I think one of the cool things, at least, about this series was that it's a complete series. You can watch it in about 10, 12 hours in real time, and more importantly, it gives you the experience of playing one of the small scenarios to show that it is a very achievable experience. And I think I might just do like a full edited version where it's like start to finish of the campaign. Finish. And wait, I get another turn. Ho 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 ho. Okay. Hold up. Before I fall too much into despair, let's try again. All right. So we have a chance still. Let's make sure everyone is in position this time. Let's keep using our air recon. Problem is, I think that that's still Fort level 3, I guess. All right. So let's try it again. Can I step into here? No, water. And the only other thing I could do is maybe get up one more hex, but that's coming across the water, so that doesn't really help. The best angle you get is this. I mean, getting the isolated bonus maybe would be enough. I just don't think I have time. So that's why I wasn't even going for it. What else could I put in here? Because this guy doesn't have a ton of combat power. I guess he's got enough. Alright, let's try it. I don't know if this is going to do any better, but make sure our air support is on. Yeah, it is on. So nervous. A lot of surrendering. I think we might have... I'm not going to say anything yet. I think we might have done it. He only had 2 rifle divisions in there. Look at that. 2 rifle divisions against 97,000 men. We did it! The victorious 10th Corps. Get in there, boys. Hold on, maybe they can... No, that's too forted up. But we got it. We won. Alright, hold on. Let's see if we can get this fortress too. Oh, shit. Oh, wait. Hold on. We can get this guy into the fray now. And maybe another division. Oh, they just barely held on. Oh well. Still, they did. We did it. Just took 2 turns of siege. How's that? 2 turns, and we eventually got a 3-1 and won it. Basically off the back of a ton of really good infantry divisions under 10th Corps, 10th Corps' really good leadership, giving us pretty much full value for all these guys, and then only minus 16% for the rest of the army. And on the other side, Vatutin really just dropped the ball. He went from 3,458 to 201, and that's basically because we completely blew his fort level out from 3 to 0 in a single turn. Basically off the back of tons of air support. We had the Finns get in here. We had tons of Luftflotte guys, and well, actually really hardly any. It was just Finns. And a ton of artillery. Artillery does really good against forts. So I just could not be happier that we finally did it. And with that, I think let's take a quick check at the stats for the end of the game. Now this is saying that we don't have Leningrad, but we know we do. So as of the end of last turn, we would still have been pretty close. It would have been probably a draw. But now that we have Leningrad, we definitely will win. I think the air recon value also might have made a difference here. We just did everything that you can do when you're, other than getting an isolated hex. I think this had every bonus you could possibly get in the game against Leningrad. We had all of our heavy artillery on it. We had tons of units. The only other bonus we could have gotten is if I had transferred command of these 2 units, but I think that would have done more harm than good last time because we would have been over our command limit. So this is as good as you can get and still have all 6 divisions committed. So it was a really close race at the end, but somehow we did it. Honestly, I didn't expect it. I thought we were going to run out of gas right at the end, but really happy that we did. So just going to kind of organize things up for this one last time, and we'll turn the victory points off. We'll turn all this crap off on the screen. Where's the victory one? There we go. And we'll just take a look at our line from the start to finish. So we started all the way back here. We pushed down the double rail, which definitely is the way to go. Use the double rail. Pushed all the way here on like turn 2 or turn 3. And then from there to Pskov took a very long time because we had to clear out a huge pocket on the right-hand side. Once we had cleared out that pocket, we then tried to break through at Pskov, which worked really well. Got right up to Luga and actually even beyond. And then within the next couple of turns, 8th Panzer was able to get across the Saida River right here, get to Seversky, and then once we had the clear terrain on our side, we were able to get to the gates of Leningrad with 2 turns to spare. We assaulted one turn, and then the very next turn, we were able to break in and take it. And on the right flank, we've taken Novgorod, cut the rail line here, obviously. So these units are pretty much cut off in the north. They're only getting single rail in because this double rail is cut off. So that this single rail here from Moscow is all that they can possibly get in the north. And even that is starting to get threatened. So eventually this whole pocket would get killed completely. We also got a pretty big pocket on the left-hand side right at the end, which got us quite a few divisions. Overall in the campaign, we killed 43 Soviet infantry divisions, 4 mechanized, 6 armored, and a whole bunch of other smaller stuff. Just on this last turn here, we wiped out all of these AA battalions and AA regiments. And overall in the campaign, the Soviets lost 785,000, almost 786,000 men. The vast majority of those, 500,000, were captured by us. Another 116,000 were killed, and only 151,000 lived to tell the tale. For our side, we lost a total of 85,000, which is not insignificant. This was a heavy campaign. We had, especially near the end, we had several turns of high losses. You could see it on the bottom if we turn off the Soviets so we could actually see the scale. You could see as we're trying to push at the end, we're just soaking up tons of losses. Early on, I was able to keep the losses relatively low because we were only killing things when it was pocketed, so we weren't taking as much in the way of losses. But at the end, we had to use divisions in assault, so that's where the majority of those losses came from. You could also see where our tank losses actually mainly came when we were doing our big armored thrust forward, and then once we would get to a line, you could see we would pause, kind of get things back together, make another push, pause, make another push. And so that's why this line is so spiky. Gun losses, you could see, well, there's our assaults. That's where we had to use our guns. Otherwise, throughout the campaign, we were occasionally conducting larger assaults with guns, but for the most part, we saved them all right to the end. And then 2 turns before the end, we shunted them all into 10th Corps. Overall, in our order of battle, you could see right when we lost all of those initial motorized and panzer units, our order of battle did decrease by almost 200,000. So it was kind of annoying. That is a very annoying place to lose them. But we were in really good spot when that happened. So we were very prepared. The Soviets, on the other hand, pretty much constantly grew the entire time. But you could see that even when they're growing, they have no combat prep, so they're not strong enough to fight. And that's the hardest thing as the Soviets is not only just you have to bring stuff onto the map and generate new force, you have to be able to keep some of them hidden and combat prepped so that they're just not total cannon fodder. But in their case, you could see the big pockets that they lost are the bulk of it. But they also had some pretty big pockets there at the end with 58,000 lost to that. I'll call it the Narva pocket. This whole portion of the Leningrad front got encircled and killed. As far as the air goes, I think air-wise, we did a pretty bad job. We lost a ton of planes. Overall, we lost 448 planes. Most of those were actually to air combat losses, with pretty much 50-50 air combat and operational. We lost a little bit to flak at the very end because we were flying recon and ground support right over Leningrad itself, but otherwise we hadn't really experienced any flak. The Soviets lost 2,300 planes, most of which they lost to air combat. And in the last turn alone, they lost 76 planes to air combat over Leningrad. So I hope you really enjoyed that playthrough. Let's just watch the closing video. And once the closing video is over, we'll review the final statistics, and then we will call it a campaign. So I hope you enjoyed walking along with me on the road to Karelia. It was a very fun, exciting game, and I was on the edge of my seat, especially at the end. I kind of had this planned out from the get-go that I would be able to make it into Leningrad with just enough time to spare if I took it slow, made sure that all my flanks were always secure. Now, could you do a little bit better than this by going faster and less secure? I think you can, but I there we go. Our lovely Germans are inspecting some blown out tanks. So we get an Axis minor victory via basically capturing the objective. So let's check on the final victory points. 3,553 to 1802, which is almost 2 to 1. I don't know what the threshold for major victory is. Maybe 3 to 1. Probably if I were to improve this strategy, it would be lose less aircraft. That would have saved us a lot if we had lost a little bit less aircraft. And it would have been nice to have been able to push a little bit further on the right, but I liked the route we took. I thought it made a lot of sense. Even though we were slow and that did get the enemy some more points that they wouldn't have otherwise, I think it was still the smart play. For us, for Leningrad, that really sealed the deal. But even without Leningrad, it still would have been a draw. So if you take 1,000 off this score, it's still pretty much 1 to 1. It is only because we took Leningrad that we got the victory at the end. And that's really how this scenario is designed. So with that, I hope to see you in another series, but this one is complete, and I highly recommend giving it a try for yourself, trying your own strategy. Maybe there's a faster route somewhere. Until then, see ya.